Hey y'all. So I'm sure many of you have noticed I've kind of been absent from Instagram for a while. I kind of felt like I needed to just pull back a little bit and give my body kind of some time to rest, especially after being gone for so long while I was in Japan working and then just coming back with all the weather changes. I've been a little bit under the weather, got a little bit of a sinus infection I've kind of been fighting, which thankfully I'm starting to kind of get over that a little bit. Um, Among other things, this was just kind of a difficult year, so I was pretty burnt out, and it just got to the point where my body started retaliating against me. So I just needed to pull back and give myself time to rest and recover. So I apologize if any of you have been trying to reach out to me or wondering where I was or were feeling like I was ignoring you. I promise I wasn't. Um, but with the end of the year getting ready to come up, we're now about 3 weeks ish left in 2024. I kind of felt like um, I needed to make this video hopefully to encourage some of y'all out there, especially with New Year's resolutions, because as the year starts to come to an end, as we start to get into the holiday season, we tend to look back and reflect on everything that has happened throughout the year. And I know for me personally, this was a rather difficult year for me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. um, just with a lot going on with family and friends and work and just everything. So I'm rather empty at the end of the year. It's been kind of discouraging. Um, and so I know a lot of these are supposed to be encouraging, and I hope at the end of this it will be. But I really want to kind of take some time to address that feeling that comes with looking back on the year and not feeling like you accomplished everything you wanted to, because that just comes with revisiting all of your New Year's resolutions that you made at the start of 2024, and then checking back and seeing that a lot of those have not been checked off. I'm definitely in that boat. For example, one of my, or a couple of my big ones, were I wanted to reach the 1,000 pound club, which for those of you that don't know, the 1,000 pound club is where you hit a total of 1,000 pounds with your three main lifts, deadlift, squat, and bench press. And for me, that was going to be 300 pounds on bench press and deadlift, which I can do for deadlift. I was close to for bench press, hitting 400 pounds on squats, which I was also close to doing. But unfortunately, with everything that went on this year, I am actually weaker now than I have been in a long time, just from traveling and not being able to hit my regimen and just um, working on helping get Pops back to health so we can get back in the gym. Um, Another one of my goals was I really wanted to finish working on the Subaru, and I had set that to be completed by July. Unfortunately, because of some things that came up, that didn't happen. In fact, I wasn't even able to get any of the components I needed for it until just this last Black Friday. So that has been pushed off maybe another year, hopefully not a year and a half, but that has been pretty discouraging because I love driving that car. Um, it is my war room, which I'll get into that more in another video, but basically just because I always have that time to myself when I'm driving, it's where I grow the most intellectually and spiritually, listening to sermons, podcasts, um, books. So not having that with the time I've invested in that space has been kind of discouraging. Um, and another one of my big ones was I really wanted to be able to go on a proper date this year because that's something that I have not really done. And especially as I get older, the embarrassment of kind of being a grown man, but also not having any knowledge of how that works or um, the culture of the dating relationship is discouraging and intimidating. And of course, the more years that go by, the more intimidating that becomes. And so, having tried to pursue that route this year and not having any success was pretty discouraging and feel pretty defeating. And I say all this so that those of you who might be in a similar boat or are just kind of looking back and seeing all the things that you had hoped to accomplish and were on the path to accomplishing, that you may not have been able to accomplish so far, I'm hoping it provides you hope to know that you are not alone. It's very easy when you get in those times and you're reflecting on what you had tried to do, but for whatever reason were not able to accomplish, that you're the only one, and to beat yourself up and tell yourself, well, I'm just not good enough, or I just shouldn't have dreamed so big, or I need to be more realistic and set the bar lower so I can actually achieve that. And I know I am that way, and that is definitely not healthy thinking, because sometimes we put more of a burden on ourselves, and when we can't achieve that, we say it's because we're weak, when the truth is we're just human and life happens. Life isn't always easy. Sometimes things hinder us from reaching those goals that we had tried to hit, and that can, of course, be discouraging, but it's important not to let that reflect on yourself in a negative way and say, I didn't get these things because I am not qualified, or I am not good enough, or I am not smart enough or strong enough. Um, because that is the work of the enemy, trying to hold you back and make you think that you are less than who God made you to be. And that's just not true. Um, Another reason is I wanted to offer encouragement for as we go into 2025, or get ready to go into 2025. It is the start of a new year. All of those goals that you had tried to achieve this year that you were not able to achieve yet, you will have another opportunity to. And my prayer is that we go into this next year, that both for y'all and for myself, anything we did not achieve this year that we had hoped to achieve, that God will help us to achieve that and tenfold in 2025. And so my encouragement for you with this video is, firstly, if you're looking back on 2024 and you are seeing the things that you did not accomplish, it is okay to take a little bit of time to mourn those losses or things that you had planned for that just did not happen this year. Um, and it's also important to make sure that you keep up hope for the next year. Don't let those hopes die just because they didn't happen this year. That does not mean they're not going to happen. God might accelerate the plans more than what you would have strived to do next year had you achieved your goals this year, and you'll have more drive to do that next year because you didn't achieve them this year. And secondly, I wanted to encourage you guys to enjoy what we have left in 2024. If this was a tough year, or if you had a lot of challenges as we come into these last, I think 28 days of 2024, that you will truly take the time to enjoy what good things did happen to you this year and reflect on the pleasant things and the things that give you pleasant emotions. I don't like to say positive and negative emotions, because emotions truly are just signals. They tell us where we are and how we're feeling. And there's only pleasant and unpleasant, not positive and negative. Anger and sadness, those are unpleasant emotions, but they aren't negative. They're signs to tell you that something's going on that's dysregulated your nervous system or other things. And so try to think about all the things that were pleasurable and to make the best of these last 3 weeks. I'm looking forward to some of the stuff that I have planned that hopefully God will help me to pull through for both Silence Motors DX, where I make these videos for y'all, and for the engineering aspect of Silence Motors and getting to get some of that content out there that I've been working for and planning for. But yeah, I think 2025 will be a really, really good year. And I know we still have some time left in this year. So I hope that you all enjoy your holidays, spend some good time with family, have some good food, that you will embrace the new year that is coming, that you'll be able to take the time to give yourself the grace to mourn whatever loss or lack of accomplishment you may have had this year, and to rejuvenate your hope for achieving those goals or re-accomplishing new and better things in 2025. But I'm looking forward to seeing you all succeed this next year. Love ya.